Hey everyone, welcome back to another adventure through the animal kingdom's greatest hits. Today we're exploring for absolute legends of nature, ancient armored survivors, striped jungle royalty, biological oddballs that cheat death, and tiny flying superheroes. These creatures prove that evolution has a wild sense of humor and incredible ingenuity. Let's dive in. First up, turtles and tortoises. That slow-moving guy, he's a turtle. So is that one. We call land dwellers tortoises, but here's the rule. All tortoises are turtles. But not all turtles are tortoises. These living fossils have been around for over 220 million years. They survived the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs and thrived long before them. Today, there are more than 350 species, found on every continent except Antarctica. From frozen rivers to scorching deserts, muddy swamps to open oceans. Some look like miniature ankylosaur dinosaurs with spiky shells. Others are pancake-flat soft shells that zip through water like ghosts. A few have heads so big they barely fit back in, and some spiny soft shells look almost snake-like. But the real magic is the shell. It's not a backpack. It's literally part of their skeleton, fused to their spine and ribs like a built-in suit of armor. Nerves run all through it, so they can feel a gentle stroke or the lightest pressure. Pulling a turtle out of its shell would be like ripping out our entire ribcage. They're the only animals that can retract their entire body inside their own ribcage. Ultimate fortress mode. And the weirdness doesn't stop. The Chinese soft-shelled turtle pees through its mouth. A special throat organ concentrates urea waste. They dunk their head in water, rinse like a built-in bidet, and spit it out. That same structure doubles as gill-like tissue, letting them breathe underwater for over an hour. Even crazier, the Australian Fitzroy River turtle breathes through its butt. Gill-like structures in its cloaca extract oxygen directly from water, allowing it to stay submerged for weeks. Painted turtles and common snapping turtles take hibernation to extremes. They can survive months in frozen lakes with zero oxygen. Their blood has natural antifreeze, and their metabolism drops so low they basically enter suspended animation. Turtles aren't always slow. Some soft shells hit 15 miles per hour on land. They detect Earth's magnetic field with magnetite crystals in their brains, like built-in GPS augmented reality. That's how leatherback sea turtles travel over 10,000 miles and return to the exact beach where they hatched, even after a decade. A 100-plus-year-old turtle often has organs as healthy as a young adult's. They don't really die of old age. Sexual maturity depends on size, not years, so a fast-growing 5-year-old might mate before a slower 20-year-old. Size kings. Leatherback turtles reach nearly 9 feet long and over 2,000 pounds. They dive deeper than 4,000 feet, the deepest of any reptile. Green sea turtles aren't green outside. Their fat turns green from their plant-based diet. These ancient warriors remind us, slow and steady, with unbreakable armor, still wins the race of time. Now, let's shift to the striped sovereigns of the forest, tigers. Every tiger's stripes are unique, like human fingerprints. Shave one, and the pattern is tattooed right into the skin underneath. Tigers are the largest big cats on Earth, with males reaching 10 feet long and over 600 pounds. Yet they're endangered. Latest estimates put wild tigers at around 5,500 to 5,600, with India holding the majority over 3,600. Many more live in captivity. Their tongues have backward-facing barbs sharp enough to strip flesh from bone, perfect for grooming prey or their own fur. Tigers are Asia-only, no wild tigers in Africa. They're champion sleepers, clocking up to 18 hours a day, mostly hunting at dusk and night. They use stealth, crouching in tall grass, inching forward with incredible patience, then exploding in a surprise pounce. Success rate: under 10%. That's why they hunt almost daily, but eat only once a week or so. When they score, they can devour up to 88 pounds, about 20% of their body weight, in one meal. Afterward, they drag the kill, cover it with leaves and dirt, and return for leftovers. A single paw swipe can fracture a skull. Their hind legs are so powerful they can leap over an elephant or sprint short bursts up to 40 miles per hour. They're excellent swimmers, semi-aquatic even, with partially webbed paws, and they happily hunt fish and crocodiles. Tiger cubs are born blind and tiny, about 2 pounds. Mom cares for them exclusively for weeks. Over half never reach adulthood due to starvation, injury, or other tigers. Wild lifespan averages 10 to 15 years, similar to a house cat. Look at their forehead. The markings often form a Chinese character meaning king. Pseudo-melanistic black tigers exist too, with dark coats and bold stripes. Tigers rule because they combine raw power, patience, and beauty like no other. From jungle kings to ocean-armored enigmas, say hello to lobsters. These creatures look like crab-cockroach hybrids in medieval plate armor, and they survived the dinosaur-killing asteroid. Lobsters are bizarre. They taste with their feet and legs covered in chemoreceptors, and they chew with their stomach using a gastric mill full of tooth-like plates. They pee from their faces, special pores near the antennae. They spray urine to communicate dominance, territory, or even romance. Most have asymmetric claws, one crusher for smashing clams and prey, one pincher for fine work. If they lose the crusher, the pincher can transform over molts, and a new one grows as the pincher. Claws are actually modified first legs. Spiny lobsters have none at all, just 5 pairs of walking legs. Lobsters aren't naturally red. Boiling triggers a chemical change that turns their shell bright crimson. Alive, they're usually mottled brown, green, or even electric blue. Here's the immortality myth. They produce high levels of telomerase, repairing telomeres so cells don't senesce like ours. They keep growing and molting throughout life, regenerating lost limbs and claws. In theory, they could live indefinitely, but molting gets harder and more energy draining as they enlarge. Many eventually die exhausted during a molt or get crushed inside a shell they can no longer shed. The record holder was a 44-pound, meter-long giant over 100 years old, caught in Nova Scotia. Lobsters remind us, even near mortality has limits when your own body becomes the enemy. Finally, the tiniest dynamos, hummingbirds. These glittering jewels are among the most beloved birds for good reason. They have the largest heart relative to body size of any animal to 2.5% of their weight. For a human, that's like carrying a heart the size of your liver. During flight, their heart can race over 1,200 beats per minute. They're the only birds that fly forward, backward, sideways, up, down, and hover perfectly still. Up to 90% of their flight is hovering. Wings beat 50 to 80 times per second, some reports up to 200 in days, creating that signature hum. Their metabolism is nuclear. They must eat more than half their body weight daily in nectar. Skip a few hours and they risk starvation. At night, they enter torpor, a hibernation-like state where heart rate drops to as low as 50 beats per minute. Body temperature plummets, and they basically play dead to survive until morning. They have no sense of smell, but razor-sharp vision and incredible memory. They remember every flower they've ever visited and precisely when it refills with nectar. Highly territorial, they'll aggressively chase hawks or eagles away from their favorite blooms. Their tongue is a masterpiece, long, forked like a snake, wrapped around the skull, and tipped with fringe. It laps nectar up to 20 times per second via capillary action. They also eat insects, spiders, mosquitoes, flies for protein. Sword-billed hummingbirds have beaks longer than their entire bodies. Tiny ruby-throated hummingbirds fly non-stop across the Gulf of Mexico for 20 hours during migration, covering 500-plus miles. Nature rewards the bold and determined. These tiny warriors weigh less than a nickel, but conquer physics daily. So there you have it, turtles with built-in fortresses and near mortality. Tigers with kingly power and patience, lobsters cheating death until their own armor betrays them, and hummingbirds defying gravity with pure determination. The animal world is full of inspiration, whether you're ancient and armored, powerful and stealthy, weird and resilient, or small but unstoppable, there's a path to greatness. If you love these facts, smash that like button. Drop your favorite mind-blowing detail in the comments, and tell me what creature we should explore next. Stay curious, stay determined, and as always, I love you guys. See you in the next one.